Hello students, this is part 2 of the chapter 5 of class 9th, the fundamental unit of life. Previously in part 1, I have already discussed the structure of under the topic structure of cell. I have discussed the plasma membrane and its function, and under its function I have discussed the different mode of transport, and today we'll discuss two more part of the cell, that is cell wall and nucleus. Then we'll discuss function of nucleus, then types of cell depending on the organization of nucleus, and then we'll discuss the difference between prokaryotic cell and eukaryotic cell. Okay, so let me start with cell wall. As I was telling you in my first part 1 of this chapter, that cell wall is present only in case of plant cell. Not only in plant cell, it is present in the cell of the fungi, cell of the bacteria, but it is not present in animal cell. Okay, so what is this cell wall and what is the difference between the plasma membrane and the cell wall? The first thing is that the cell wall is non-living, whereas the plasma membrane is living. And in case of a plant cell or bacterial cell or fungal cell, this cell wall is present outer to the plasma membrane. Okay, so this cell wall is thick and freely permeable, and it is in case of plant cell it is made up of cellulose, whereas in case of fungi it is made up of chitin, and in case of bacteria it is made up of some other substance that is called peptidoglycan. That is not there in your for class 9th it is not there. So in different organism the cell wall is made up of different components. Okay, but in plant cell it is made up of cellulose, and I have told you that it is freely permeable. That means through the cell wall anything can pass through it, and it is unlike your plasma membrane. As in case of plasma membrane only selected substances, limited substances can pass through, but through cell wall everything can pass through. Okay, and then what is its function? It's a detailed structure and different layers of cell wall that we'll discuss in higher classes. But what is the function of cell wall? Why it is present? If it is non-living, then what is its role in a cell? First thing is that it determines the shape and rigidity to the plant cell. It provides rigidity, that means strength to the cell, or you can say it act as a framework. जैसे हमारे बॉडी में बॉडी को फ्रेम क्या है? आवर स्केलेटल सिस्टम इज आवर फ्रेम. सो सिमिलरली ये जो आपका सेल वॉल है, ये सेल को एक शेप देता है और उसको स्ट्रेंथ देता है. ओके, सो इट डिटरमाइंस द शेप एंड रिजिडिटी टू द प्लांट सेल. देन since it is present surrounding the plasma membrane or above the plasma membrane, so it protects the plasma membrane. Okay, the next the most important thing is that it prevents the desiccation or dryness in the cell. So what happens if the water loss takes place in a cell, then the cell may die, but because of the presence of the cell wall, the excess loss of water from the cell is prevented. Okay, so that's why the dryness in the cell is prevented by the cell wall. Besides that, it helps in the transport of various substances into and out of the cell. Okay, as I have told you that this is permeable, freely permeable, so easily transportation can take place through the cell wall. Okay, and then the most important function of this one is that it permits the cell of plants, fungi and bacteria to withstand very dilute or hypotonic dilute, I have already discussed the different types of solution. One of them is hypotonic, that means less concentrated, that means less solute is present, more water is present. Okay, so when cell is kept or present in such solution, that is hypotonic solution where more water is there, then what will happen? The water will continuously enter into the cell, and there is every chance that the cell may burst. But the cell wall prevents the cell from bursting. Okay, so this is one of the most important function of the cell wall. Okay, then next let us discuss the out of the three compartments. We have already discussed the plasma membrane, and the next is nucleus, then the cytoplasm. So in this part we will discuss about the nucleus in details. Okay, so what is nucleus? I will show you the cell diagram. You can see that in a cell the nucleus is present at the center usually. Okay, center of the, this is the structure of nucleus, and this nucleus is a spherical structure, and it is you can say it is a organelle. I'll tell you what is organelle. Okay, this nucleus is bounded by two membrane, and here you can see in the diagram, this is present at the center of the cell. In case of animal, almost at the center, we cannot say that exactly it is present at the center, but in case of plant cell, it is pushed to a corner. Why it is pushed to a corner, that I will tell you. See here, let us discuss the structure of the nucleus and function of the nucleus only. Okay, so this is the structure of the nucleus. You can see that there is a membrane surrounding the nucleus. The whole structure is nucleus, and surrounding the nucleus there is a membrane, and that membrane is a double layered membrane, and that in with that membrane is not a continuous one. Okay, and that membrane is called nuclear membrane. Okay, or nuclear envelope, which consists of outer membrane and inner membrane. Okay, here you can see the leveling is here, leveling is there, and now as I have told you that it is not a continuous one. At certain places you will see the pores, small pores are there. These pores are called the nuclear pores. Okay, so what is the role of this nuclear pore? Through this nuclear pore, the substances from cytoplasm can enter into the nucleus, and as well as from the nucleus the substance can transport to the cytoplasm. Okay, and what is the role of the nuclear membrane? The nuclear membrane protects the substance or content of the nucleus. Okay, then next come to the nuclear membrane encloses a semi-fluid structure that is called nucleoplasm. Okay, so that pink color structure having some dotted structures that is just below the nuclear membrane is called nucleoplasm. Okay, in the leveling you can see that. Then inside the nucleus there is another almost oval or spherical structure is present, that is called nucleolus. Okay, so now what is there inside the nucleus? One thing is that there is a nucleolus, which is a spherical structure, and besides that these dotted structures are there inside the dark pink color structures are there inside the nucleoplasm. What are these things? These are actually the chromatin materials or the DNA. What is DNA? DNA is the deoxyribonucleic acids. This is a chemical compound. Okay, so you have studied about only the full form of DNA you have studied in class 8th, but here let me tell you what is chromatin. You might have heard about the chromosome. Okay, which is a common term you might have heard, but chromatin material may be new for you. So let me tell you what is chromatin, what is chromosome. So inside the nucleus the chromosomes are there. The chromosome carry the information in the form of a DNA. In the chromosome, what is there? DNA is there, and DNA carries the information. And in a single chromosome, single DNA is present. In a chromosome, in one chromosome, one DNA is present. Okay? And a small segment of DNA is called gene. And each gene controls a character. Okay? So now, here I will show you what is the difference between chromosome and chromatin. See, when the cell is not dividing, as I have told you that in cell theory, the last point of cell theory, that is the new cells formed from the pre-existing cells, which was said by Virchow. That means how the new cells are formed? By cell division only. The parent cell divides and then the daughter cells are produced. So when the cell is dividing, the structure is different, and when the cell is not dividing, that time the structure is something different. So here in this diagram you can see on the right side I have shown you the chromatin. So this is the structure when the cell is not dividing. So this is the structure of the nucleus, the purple color or blue color diagram. That is the 3D picture is there. Now in the 3D picture, one thing is that is chromatin is labeled. One dark color structure is there, dark blue color, that is the nucleolus that I have told you about. That is I was talking about the spherical or oval structure. Then besides that there is a thread like structure, coiled structure, that is called chromatin. So what is this chromatin? This chromatin is actually the DNA which is present in a more loose form or much coiled and diffused form. Okay, so this is the structure when the cell is not dividing. Okay, or you can say it is the unwound DNA. Okay, and it is present, that is in cell division. We will discuss different phases are there. There is a phase which is called interphase. That means the phase or the time period between two successive cell division. सेल एक बार डिवाइड करता है, नया सेल बनता है, नया सेल फिर खुद को तैयार करता है दूसरा डिवीजन के लिए. इसी तरह आपका सेल का नंबर बढ़ता जाता है. तो एक बार डिवीजन फिर दूसरे बार डिवीजन के बीच में जो फेज आता है उसको इंटरफेज कहा जाता है. दैट मीन्स व्हाट? In interphase the cell is not dividing. So in that phase you will see the chromatins. That means the unwounded DNA. DNA ज़्यादा coiled नहीं है, ज़्यादा it is not packaged inside anything. Okay. Now see the left side diagram. Here is the structure of chromosome. When the cell is dividing, when the cell starts dividing, दैट मीन्स इंटरफेज से निकल के जब सेल आपका डिवाइड करना शुरू करता है तब क्या होता है, आपका डीएनए टाइटली पैक हो जाता है, ज़्यादा कॉयल हो जाता है और वाइंड अप हो जाता है. एंड अभी क्या है, आपका जो ज़्यादा मतलब खुला हुआ स्ट्रक्चर था, वो जो खुला हुआ स्ट्रक्चर जिसको हम क्रोमाटिन बोल रहे थे, अभी हम उसको दैट हैज़ बिकम कंडेंस्ड एंड दिस कंडेंस्ड स्ट्रक्चर इज कॉल्ड क्रोमोसोम. Okay, so which is seen only during cell division, but other time you can see the chromatin. Okay, so अभी इस क्रोमोसोम के अंदर जो डीएनए है उसको हम सिंथेसिस के लिए या फिर नया डीएनए बनाने के लिए नहीं ले सकते, लेकिन क्रोमाटिन फॉर्म में जब सेल डिवाइड नहीं कर रहा है उस डीएनए को हम ले सकते हैं डीएनए का सिंथेसिस के लिए. मतलब डीएनए दूसरा डीएनए बना सकता है सिर्फ जब वो क्रोमाटिन फॉर्म में रहता है, बट जब क्रोमोसोम में डीएनए रहता है तब डीएनए आपका डिवाइड नहीं कर सकता, नया डीएनए नहीं बना सकता. ओके, सो इज इट क्लियर अबाउट द स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ nucleus. Okay, now let me tell you what is gene. As I have told you, the functional segment of DNA is called gene. Functional segment means what? The segment of DNA, see, there is a long stretch of DNA in a single chromosome, but the whole DNA cannot control the character or cannot carry the information. Only a small segment of DNA can carry the information or can control the character, and that is called the gene. Those segments which can control a character are called gene or carry the genetic information, and that part is called functional segment of DNA. But other parts of DNA cannot be called as genes, and they cannot control any character. Okay, and chromatin material, chromosome, I have already told you. Now next come to how the chromosome is different from chromatin, that also I have discussed. Then now come to the function of nucleus. Okay, so now what is the function of nucleus? Children, see in our body, the structure or the organ that controls all the activities is the brain, is our brain. Similarly, nucleus is the structure present in the cell, each and every cell, that controls all the activities of the cell. Inside the cell, many metabolic activities. Here I have written metabolic activities. What is metabolic activities? Metabolic activities means sum total of chemical reaction. Any synthetic process, preparatory process, या फिर आपका जो breaking down process, they are together known as metabolic process. So these metabolic processes are controlled by nucleus. Okay, and besides that, the nucleus regulates the cell cycle. What is cell cycle? Let me tell you. One cell divides, then that cell prepares itself to divide again. Okay, in this way the cell go on dividing. Okay, so it takes place in a cyclic process. सेल ने डिवाइड किया, सेल ने खुद को तैयार किया डिवाइड करने के लिए, डिवाइड हुआ, फिर वो सेल खुद को तैयार कर रहा है, फिर आपका डिवाइड कर रहा है. सो दिस इज ए साइक्लिक प्रोसेस. ओके, सो ये जो साइक्लिक प्रोसेस है, दिस इज कंट्रोल्ड बाय योर न्यूक्लियस. Okay, and besides that, I have already discussed the nucleus contains the chromosome carries the genes, DNA, and the functional segment of DNA is the gene. Okay, and this gene is that is related to the transmission of hereditary traits from parents to offspring. parent का character बच्चे में आ जाता है. ये कैसे आता है? Through the genes. Or heredity, what is heredity? There is another chapter. What is heredity? How the transmission of character from the parents to the offspring takes place. That is there in that chapter. That we'll discuss while discussing that particular chapter. Okay, and see, the cell cycle is it involves the cell reproduction. Cell cycle is nothing but your cell reproduction. So the nucleus plays an important role in cellular reproduction. That means production of new cells or production of new cells from the existing cell. That is also controlled by the nucleus. Now, basing on the organization of the nucleus, there are two types of cell. I will show you the diagram, and from that you can understand what is prokaryotic cell and what is eukaryotic cell. But let me tell you what is prokaryotic cell and eukaryotic cell. Let me explain the meaning of these two terms. See, pro means primitive. Okay, and karyon means nucleus. Primitive means what? Primitive means it is always newly formed structures are always very simple. Okay, it is not that much complex. So the prokaryotic cells are those cells which are having primitive nucleus. That means the nucleus is not completely formed. The nucleus is not well organized. Okay, and that's why the cell is called incomplete cell. And these prokaryotic cells are always unicellular, like bacteria, blue-green algae. Okay, then come to the eukaryotic cell. Eu means what? Eu means true. Karyon means nucleus. True nucleus means where there is a complete, fully formed nucleus with nuclear membrane, nucleoplasm, chromosomes, nucleolus, etc. is present, then that cell is called eukaryotic cell. That means it is the advanced form of a cell. So except the bacteria and blue-green algae, all other organisms are eukaryotes. Okay, so here the cell is complete cell, but in prokaryote the cell is not complete because the mainly the nucleus, which is the central part of the cell, is not completely formed. Okay, so the eukaryotes includes both unicellular as well as multicellular organism, but prokaryotes includes only unicellular organism, that too bacteria and blue-green algae. Now see this, you can compare the two diagrams. The left side diagram is your prokaryotic cell and right side diagram is your eukaryotic cell. See the eukaryotic cell, how complex it is, but prokaryotic cell is so simple. And here that is, you can see only there is a cell wall, then plasma membrane is there, and other structures like complex and big structures are not there inside it, and there is no spherical structure. Here it is, see in the right side eukaryotic cell, there is at the center a nucleus is there, but here there is no nucleus, only a thread, coiled thread like structure is there. Okay, so that is the DNA. So here the DNA is not enclosed by any nuclear membrane, so there is no true nucleus, and also the DNA is not present in the form of chromosome. Okay, so here it is present in the form of chromatin. Okay, so here the structure is so simple, but in the right side you can see the eukaryotic cell, there is a nucleus, inside the nucleus there is a nucleolus, and inside the nucleolus inside the nucleus the chromosomes are there, inside the chromosome the DNA is there. And besides that, if you see the part surrounding the nucleus, that is in between the nucleus and the plasma membrane, so many other structures are present, like it is labeled as a lysosome, mitochondria, then endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi body, lysosome, ribosome. These structures are absent in case of your prokaryotic cell. Only ribosome is present, but all other structures are absent. So the prokaryotic cell is simple and incomplete, and eukaryotic cell is complex and complete. Okay, is it clear? Now let me tell the difference between these two. The size of the prokaryotic cell is very small. It is 1 to 10 mm. Okay, but as compared to prokaryotic cell, the size of the eukaryotic cell is large. It is 5 to 100 mm. Okay, and as I have already told you, the nucleus is absent in case of prokaryotic cell. I mean the well organized nucleus, only DNA is present, well organized nucleus is absent. But here there is a true nucleus with nuclear membrane, nucleoplasm, nucleolus, and chromosome is present. Okay, in prokaryotic cell, single chromosome, that too in the form of a looped coiled DNA is present, but here more than one chromosomes are present, and that chromosome contains the DNA. Okay, and here as I have shown you in the diagram, that nucleus loss is absent. That spherical structure I was showing you in the diagram, nucleus diagram of the nucleus, the dark blue color structure, that is absent in case of prokaryote, but it is present in case of eukaryotic cell. Then in the diagram I was showing you the structures like mitochondria, lysosome, endoplasmic reticulum. These are present in the eukaryotic cell. So what are these? These are the membrane bound cell organelles. But these structures are absent in case of prokaryotic cell. So what are organelles? Let me tell you what are organelles. See, in our body, different functions are performed by different organs. So similarly, inside the cell, different structures are there to perform different functions. So they are called organelles. Okay, so we cannot say them organs. Organs are the combination of cells and tissues, but this is the structure which are performing specific function inside the cell. Okay, so mitochondria will perform some specific function, Golgi body will perform some specific function. So the function of different organelles we'll discuss in our next part. Okay, so is it clear what are organelles and these membrane bound organelles? So each organelle is surrounded by a membrane. So these membrane bound organelles are present in case of eukaryotic cell, whereas it is absent in case of prokaryotic cell. Okay, then next I was talking about the cell division, how the cell is dividing. So here in case of prokaryotic cell, the cell division takes place by fission. Okay, fission means simply the cell will divide into two, or by budding. Budding means what? That is in class 8th you have studied about budding in yeast, budding in hydra. So in case of yeast, it is unicellular. What is taking place? Outgrowth in a cell is formed, and then that outgrowth becomes a new organism. So similarly here the cell division is taking place in the form of budding or fission. Fission means simple division. That means cell will divide into two simply. Okay. Then next in eukaryotic cell, the cell division is more complex. It will divide either by mitotic or meiotic division, because chromosomes are there. The division of the chromosome is very essential, because here in case of prokaryotic cell only one chromosome is there, so there is no complexities. But in case of eukaryotic cell, more than one chromosomes are there, and those chromosomes are to be divided first, and during the cell division the chromosomes are to be held in proper position. Okay, so that's why it involves several steps, and it is mainly of two types, that is mitotic or and meiotic division. In some cell mitotic division takes place, in some cell meiotic division takes place. Okay, so I think up to this it is clear to you the structure of nucleus, function of nucleus, the prokaryotic cell and eukaryotic cell. So if you have any queries, please ask me in the comment section, and I will take, after gathering all the queries, I may take one doubt clearing class. Thank you.